think we're dumb, huh? So you're trying to tell me at the end of all of this, Madison doesn't even get with either of these men? Stay tuned.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Claire Haire. We are going to be discussing episodes 4 through 6 of season 8. Something about this season is not snooze, win and lose. Remember I was singing the last episode? Sorry about that. My talent is not singing, it's modeling. Okay. But my issue is the fact that I feel like there's not a lot of hype about this season. I feel like no one cares. I don't know how to describe it, but it's giving no one cares. But all right, y'all. I'm going to do 5. But the way I'm going to break it out, we're going to do 5 minutes for each episode because it's that boring that I only did the snippets that made sense. Okay, so episode 4, we're back. So last time on Love is Blind. Last time. Basically, Madison, Mason, Alex, and Megan have like I call it a love square. I don't know. They have a love square. So basically, Alex asks Madison, "Have you ever been in love before?" And the answer is no. And then Alex was like, "Oh, okay, will you be my girlfriend?" So they officially get together. So Alex and Madison are boyfriend girlfriend. But Madison is still seeing Mason at the same time. And then also Devin, he starts, this is the opening episode for Devin and Brittany. So basically Devin opens up and saying how he went through depression because he was addicted to pills and he wasn't able to play because, he was at basketball. And then Brittany opened up talking about how she has been, she has gone both ways before and she's had a couple of experiences, which I feel like she was downplaying a little bit, which I get because people are very judgmental. And the way Devin asked the questions, this is what we need. Like, he was so respectful. He was like, "Hey, I just want to know, are you still attracted to women? Are you still attracted to women? Are you still, he's just very respectful. It wasn't like, "Oh my God, you did girls." Like, you were like, it was very respectful, which I like. And then Devin's also still connected to Virginia, and Virginia was more shy. She was holding back. And the reaction to his painkiller story, like, I felt like she was very, very emotional with him. I feel like Brittany was too as well, but like, to react to that story, how she took it. And then we also have Daniel. I have on here, Molly wants a gold ring. So basically he was talking about, okay, if I were to propose, like, what type of ring would I want, or what type of ring would you want? And then basically Molly takes that and runs with it. It's like, "Oh, well, me and Daniel, yeah, I think I have my husband." I mean, I want to say in the end of the first episode is called, I think I have my boyfriend or something. So I feel like from the get-go, Molly always screamed messy to me. I love a redhead, but they have the color of fire, hair color, the color of fire. But it always screamed messy to me. But basically she goes back and like pretty much spreads that rumor like, "Oh, I'm with da-da-da," and Lauren is right there, and Lauren is his other connection. Daniel, just to remind you, Daniel's the same one who said, "Oh, so you're 30 plus, so yeah, you're not attractive anymore." And somehow he still has not one but 2 women to choose from. So but basically Lauren was like, "Oh, I heard a rumor," and basically was talking to Daniel saying like, "Hey, what's going on?" So that's pretty much the summary of that episode. Now I'm gonna do a overall review of everybody at the end, but this episode was a little bit, I feel like we finally got something. Like, I feel like the first 3 episodes were a snooze fest. I can definitely say in episode 4, like, we're starting to pick up the pace. We're starting to go up the mountain a little bit because like something about this season is just giving very much, like, some of the seasons just giving very much like nobody is really like showing themselves. Like with Devin and Virginia, Virginia saying, "Oh, she was holding back more." We do not know how long they're filming. I want to say it's maybe 2 or 3 weeks, which to me, like, I don't even know you by that time. So shout out to these people who just dive right into this, because me personally, I'd have been like, after the first week, I guess I could tell you my real name. I don't even put my full name on here. Anyway, so episode 5, okay. So this is when we finally get to the nitty gritty, baby. So we're gonna talk about Dave and his 2 options. Somehow he still has. So he ends up ending things with Molly, and I have on here that he was saying sister approval. So basically, you have to get the sister approval. And so this is basically where they start going back and forth, talking about like, oh, you're my number one. Did you tell Molly? Lauren said, did you tell Molly that you're her number one? Because they basically feel like I said Daniel. Child, his name is Dave. Oh no. That's how you know they're irrelevant. I was like, I've been calling this man Daniel. It's Dave. Oh no. So David basically, he was basically clarifying with Lauren, no, I never said Molly was my number one. I want to be with you and blah, blah. And he's like, I'm not happy that she went and started spreading that rumor and all that and da-da-da. And I was like, all right, fam, like you put it on a little bit too much. So basically David gets down on one knee and says, Lauren, will you marry me? And Lauren, like the idiot she is, says yes. So basically, she comes back, and I call it rumors remorse. So after he breaks off, and Molly goes in there and just runs her mouth, because she's good at doing that. She comes in there, she runs her mouth, and she's like, see, I didn't know you were the girl that we were, that he was talking to. And I said it right in front of your face. I didn't know. Molly Pocket, let's relax a little bit. At the end of the day, you know what you're doing. Women, we're very strategic. We're not like men who just be doing stuff just to be doing stuff. Women are very strategic. You knew that was who he was talking to. You made sure you made eye contact. I remember you were in the roll that beautiful beam footage. I remember you sat there and was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. We were there. We saw the mess. We saw the video. Okay. From when I woke up between the naps, we saw the video. Anyways, but I call it rumors remorse. Basically, you're mad that rumor didn't get in her head and she still was chosen. You weren't. So moving right along. So Devin, we have Devin and Virginia. This is one that caught me by surprise. Like, Brittany basically said, I don't like how you replied back. I don't like your, response and reaction to, I don't like your response and reaction to me showing that I've been with women before, and they ended up breaking up. And I was like, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that, because I feel like, yes, opposites attract, but sometimes having similarities with your partner actually leads to longevity as well. But I didn't expect that. I can sit there and tell you I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting them to break up. So anyways, but so they Virginia and Devin are exchanging gifts, and basically Virginia gives like the grandmother's family ring. I'm just imagining, like, I don't have any kids, but like I couldn't imagine as a grandmother finding out that you gave like one of my jewelry or my necklace away on a TV show. Like, that's wild. Anyway, so we end up, so Sarah and Ben, which like I had to write them back in because no one cares. So Sarah and Ben, I put on here, no one cares. So Ben is a neutral one that he was like, oh, I don't know about politics, I don't care. So they finally meet because they proposed. That'll write them back in. They meet each other. It's kind of a mid, like, they're happy to see each other. I feel like they're very much sexually, can I say that word, compatible. I can tell off rip. But it doesn't give anything. Madison and Mason break up. Mason committing to you but don't mean it. And then Megan didn't feel validated because he was still trying to get with Madison, but Madison broke up with Mason. And so Mason went ahead and was like, hey, Megan, I want to validate you and give you that validation. But she's like, I heard from Madison that you validated her first. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when you're on a dating show like this, like there's something to be said about someone who goes on a dating show like this and doesn't think long term about the fact that there are going to be crossovers and compatibility, you know? So anyways, we're going to go to episode 6 now. Finally, Jack. I feel like we've been stuck in the pods. Like, when are we going to graduate? When are we going to graduate from the pods? Like, I'm so confused of why we're not graduating from the pods yet. And so now we go back to Mason and Meg validation. And Mason's just like, oh my God, since day one, I always put a 10 by your name. And, you know, I just really put a 10 by your name. Like, you're always my number one. So basically what I'm hearing is that Meg wasn't talking to your other friend as much as Madison was, and you got distracted and you lost the plot, and now you lost both. Okay. All right. So next one we have is Taylor and Daniel. Daniel's 5'8", and he loves to tell us that he's short all the time. Like, we can't see it. Taylor, will you marry me? These are a couple that no one cared about, but I have to put them in because they're one of the couples that match. First impression, she does not like that man. I want to say she... I think myself laugh. She does not like that man. That's my first impression. When Taylor first met Daniel, it's giving she does not like that man. She does not like him at all. It's a little scary, but she does not like that man. She was saying how, like, oh, my type is my type. I've never gone with a man that short before. And that makes like he's a small person. Almost got canceled. He's 5'8". 5'8" is fine. I'm 5'10". Like, as someone who's 5'10", I've dated as short as 5'7". Okay. It's not that big of a deal. I feel like people are like, oh, I want to be able to look good in heels. Are you wearing heels every day? I'm not even wearing heels now. Actually, I'm wearing no shoes. Like, they're making it sound like the big deal is not. So they leave us on a cliffhanger. 24 hours later, it shows that she confronts him because apparently, I guess Daniel followed Taylor and unfollowed her. He knows what she looks like, and she knows all her descriptions because she puts all her descriptions in her bio, you know, including her blood type. I'm playing. And then he knew everything. He basically knew to be the perfect guy beforehand. So they leave us on that cliffhanger of what's going to happen at the end of that. So Lauren and David, first impression, they since their first impression, they're a couple that matched as well. First impression, I think David really likes Lauren. I think he does. Like, I know he gets a bad rep because he sucks, but I really feel like he likes her, but I feel like he's gonna mess it up. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna tell you. He's gonna mess it up. I feel like he truly likes her. Like, I feel like she caught him by surprise. Like, I really feel like this, like, they're like, Lauren's good for him, but I don't know if David's good for Lauren. But I can tell he really likes her from the first impression. Like, he's like astounded by her beauty, you know. The next person, Devin and Virginia. Devin asks Virginia, will you marry me? It's really sweet. I actually like them one getter. Like, the first impression is that they really are going to take their time because, like, they're the first couple I've seen that as soon as they seen the person, they weren't like, you know, they're like the first couple I've seen. They're the first couple, like, I've been watching Love is Blind since season 1. And this is the first time I've seen a couple where, like, you can tell, like, they want to slowly take everything. Like, it wasn't like, I haven't seen another human in 3 weeks. You know, like, it was very sweet. Like, they did like one kiss at the end, but it was like a first date kiss, as it should be. Like, you don't know this person. Like, you've been dating through the wall, but like, it wasn't like a full on like, you know. I like that. That was really sweet. So Alex and Madison. So Madison ends up showing Alex her drawings that her grandma did. But they can't get past. Alex was like, there's just a lot of stuff that we're not in a place to get married. It's too big of a jump. And you know, the fact that Madison was validating Mason so much right up into the end of it really messed with Alex's head. I have on here that Alex is really mature. Like, I don't know. I know people are just like, oh my God, he's got that baby boy face or whatever, but like, he's very mature. Like, there's like a lot of the questions he's asking, a lot of the questions that he's asking, like, a lot of them are really, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they're very mature. Like, it's very, like, I can tell with him being, put out of his house for so young, like he's had to mature beyond his years, because a lot of the stuff he's saying they're really good questions, and I wish more people would ask questions to people before they get married. Like, it makes so much sense. So we're gonna go into my final review. So our couples are, I put on here most likely to say, we're gonna go a ranking of most to least likely to actually get married. Most likely to get married, I have Joey and Monica. I really like them together. It's just, they did show a preview at the end, and it just showed like Joey was kind of like, still stuck in that mindset. Also, I really hope that preview was fake, because you didn't get no haircut or no lineup for your wedding. It's diabolical. This is your wedding. Like, I don't understand. Coming in at number 3, Dave and Lauren. I feel like Dave, not Daniel. Child, where I get Daniel from? So Dave and Lauren, I really want them to get married, because I can see like it would be a nice change of pace for him, but I feel like Dave's gonna mess it up. Coming in, next one is Devin and Virginia. I put them as a number 3 only because I feel like Virginia looks like she's still holding back, and Devin, especially with what he's been through, he's gonna need that extra confirmation. I don't know if Virginia's ready to step up to that plate, because certain men and certain women need more validation than others. Like, some people, you have to tell them they're beautiful every day. Some men, you have to tell them, oh, you're handsome, you're smart every single day, and they need that validation. You know where I'm coming from? Number 2, I have Ben and Sarah at number 2. I have them at number 2 because I feel like with Ben being I have him on him as Mr. Neutral. I feel like if there's certain ideas and morals that Sarah has, you can't be neutral. Like, people be thinking that no response is you being neutral. It's like, no response is a response. Like, I feel like you have to go with the side. You have to choose a side, unfortunately. In this life, you have to choose a side. And I feel like with him saying, oh, I'm neutral, like there's a privilege in that. Like, there's a privilege in being neutral. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but there is a privilege in being neutral. Coming in at dead last is Taylor and Daniel. Something about the fact that she said he followed her on Instagram beforehand. Like, basically, he got a cheat code to seeing how she really is. He saw how she looks like, so he didn't have to really act surprised. Oh my God, there she is. You saw her on Facebook. You saw her on Instagram. But I don't know. Something about the couples, I mean, we got our 5 couples. Like, we learned in the past with Love is Blind is that, with Love is Blind, there is a certain amount of people that they need to cross the finish line, so for them to be able to film, they don't choose everyone. I really wanted to see more of the one who was 43. I really want to see more of her. Like, at least just give us one pod session, because I really want to know how a conversation would go with someone who's 43 with anybody on the cast. Like, I think the oldest male in the cast was like 38, and it really depends on what you want. Because to me, I feel like if you're gonna go like I said before, I was like, if I was 43 and I still was single, I would be going to pay money. I would pay money to get with a matchmaker. Like, that's gonna be someone who I would actually pay money to get with a matchmaker, not go on this show. Like, this show is jokes, like, y'all literally sat there and dragged the Madison, Mason, Megan, Alex square. You dragged this square for no reason. You dragged this square for no reason. I was like, what was that? I was like, wait. You did all this just for them not to end up one getter? Is wild. I was like, that means you don't care about nothing. Like, you did this whole thing. I was like, you did this whole thing for that. Like, that was the part that I was really confused by. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. You did all that for what? Stupid. But yeah, that's my overall review of it. I'm gonna try to watch the new released episodes, but it's supposed to end on March. So March is supposed to be the end of it, but it's been very, so far, like, anticlimactic so far. Like, no one's really talking about it. Like, we're like, we have our content creators who, like, we're still reviewing it because it's part of our homework, but no one's like, oh my God, did you see? It's just more like, Minnesota was also a real, like, I was like, they scared of Miami. They scared. Like, why don't y'all just shoot in Miami? Miami would have gave you drama. Like, this season is dry. Like, I promise you, shoot in Miami. You shoot in even if you would have did Jacksonville, child. I guess. But even if you would have did like even if you would have did Jacksonville or you would have did like a different city, like something about the fact that y'all won't go to Florida is really disheartening. Like we won't hurt you, we promise. There's gonna be a lot of scammers, at least one scammer on the show. Okay, every 1 in 10 Floridian is a scammer. I know it's not a real thing, but everyone in Florida is a scammer. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire Haire.